This is your news bulletin from Power 102 Digital. It is Thursday, the 19th of December, 2024. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. This is news to 6 a.m. on News Power Digital. We start with good news that 14-year-old kidnap victim Zahir Samuel has been found alive and well. The Trinidad and Tobago Police Service confirmed this last night. Samuel was kidnapped while at his parents' business, SNS Plant and Garden Shop in St. Augustine early Wednesday. At 5:30 a.m. on Wednesday, the teen was helping his parents set out plants and other items as they prepared to open the shop when a brown wagon bearing the number plate PEA 3666 pulled up and two men came out and grabbed Samuel and bundled him into the car and drove off. The TTPS had been searching for him since then, with his father, Samuel Williams, appealing to the abductors to release his son. A short while ago, last night, a senior TTPS official confirmed that Zahir had been found safe. No other information, including where he was found, nor his physical condition, was released. Government will withdraw the Miscellaneous Provisions Senior Citizens Pension and Public Assistance Bill 2024, which was laid in Parliament on December 9th. Confirmation of this from Attorney General Reginald Amor, Senior Counsel. It was done at a news briefing held yesterday, Wednesday. Recently, the leader of the opposition, Colonel Prasad Bisesa, claimed government planned to introduce legislation that will change and in some cases disqualify elderly people who reach the age of 65 from accessing senior citizens' pensions, especially if they have more than $25,000 in the bank. The AG said the cabinet affirmed it never intended to impact the savings of pensioners. National Security Minister Fitzgerald Hines has been tasked with immediately setting up a committee to investigate the circumstances surrounding the tragic deaths of Minister in the Ministry of Education, Lisa Morris-Julian, her 25-year-old daughter, Zian, and 6-year-old son, Josiah, after their Farfan Street Arriva home went up in flames early Monday morning. Addressing the media at the unveiling of a plaque at West Park in Diego Martin yesterday, the Prime Minister said instructions were given by the National Security Council, which he leads, following conflicting reports about the incident and the public dispute between the TNT Fire Service and the Ministry of Public Utilities. Meanwhile, government will be providing what Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley described as a state-assisted funeral for Minister in the Ministry of Education, Lisa Morris-Julian. Addressing the media yesterday, the Prime Minister said the government will do all it can to assist the family during this time of grief and loss, and added that Morris-Julian's loved ones will determine when and where the funeral will take place. The Prime Minister said the government yesterday took a decision at Cabinet to have a state-assisted funeral and not a state funeral. The family will determine the date and place and time of the funeral, and the government will cooperate and go alongside. Drone users have been warned not to fly their drones above 400 feet, the warning coming from the Trinidad and Tobago Civil Aviation Authority. It explained there was an incident on December 8, 2024, where a commercial aircraft encountered a drone flying at 3,500 feet just south of Port of Spain. The flight was on its way to land at Piaco International Airport when it came within 20 feet of the drone. The incident is being investigated by the TTPS. The authority warns operating a drone near a manned commercial aircraft is reckless and a very serious threat to the safety of the flight and passengers and crew. The use of unmanned aircraft system with the intent of disrupting or endangering civil aviation or public or private property comes with a fine of $350,000 and imprisonment for 5 years. The opposition leader, Colonel Prasad Bisesa, has made it clear that she is not engaged in any general election talks with Jack Warner, and the UNC National Executive has the sole purview of election preparation. Former Prime Minister was responding to Warner, a former National Security Minister and former UNC Chairman, saying he wants to return to the party and help remove the PNM in the 2025 election. The U.S. Supreme Court has agreed to hear a last-ditch legal argument from TikTok as to why it should not be banned in the U.S. or sold in the U.S. in 2025. The U.S. government is taking action against the app because of what it says are its links to the Chinese state. The Supreme Court justices did not act on a request by TikTok for an emergency injunction against the law, but will instead allow TikTok and ByteDance to make their case on January 10th, 9 days before the ban is due to take effect in the U.S. And finally, Dominic Pellicoat is jailed for 20 years after drugging his ex-wife Giselle and recruiting strangers to rape her for years. 50 other men are now being sentenced alongside him. Dominic, 72, showed no emotion when the verdicts were read out in court. Giselle Pellicoat waived her right to anonymity in the case, saying she wanted to make or swap shame sides from the victim to the rapists. And that is news to 6 a.m. right here on News Power Digital. We'll have major news coming your way at 7 a.m. Good morning. Up to date and credible. Power 102 Digital.
Neighbors, it is the 19th day of December. 1 week from today, it will be Boxing Day. 6 days to Christmas. Thank you so much for joining us on the Power Breakfast Show. On the show this morning, we've got Dr. Paul Richards. Let me just move my camera a little bit. Right. Wendell Stephen, Richard Ragoobarsingh. We got Ruben and Shane in the mix. Of course, my name is Steve Khan. Good morning to you all. Thank you so much for joining us. Of course, on the road, I have nothing to tell you about, just a little bit of volume leaving from Valencia to the crossings, Trinidad City to the interchange, and from Barataria heading to Port of Spain, and that is just volume. No accidents to tell you about. It is raining in both Trinidad and Tobago, so please take your time on the nation's roads. Of course, the Met Office has not updated their weather years yet, so I'll tell you that as soon as it comes to hand. Good morning to you, Paul.
Good morning, Steve. Good morning, everyone.
What's shaking? It's a rainy
Thursday
Thursday
morning. Very rainy Thursday morning. I mean, I got up to work at 4 and had to abandon that very quickly.
It was raining at 4?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was. It was raining maybe at 4. That's right. And it was raining heavily too.
Yep.
I'll tell you that much. It really was giving some rain. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Of course, let's see who sent us hellos first thing this morning. A lot of people up in this rain. Maria Celia, Wendy and James, David Wares, and of course, Mrs. Wares. Good morning, Cheryl. DJ Ray out in Tampa, Oliver Manwaran, Boy Badesi out in Davie, Gloria Gray, Marcia Rock, Slick Money Grip, John Cato, Pearl Cordes, CJ New York, Business Basad, Carol Guevara, D. Pierre, Randy Kelly, Ben J. Singh, DL. Thank you so much. And good morning, G and Seaport Security. All right. And Rennie Devines, who just snuck in. Morning to you, Rennie. Hope all is well. Ooh, I have to change that.
Well, good news.
I see you started your newscast with that.
This is good. I mean, that is excellent news that the 14-year-old Zahir Samuel has been found alive and well last night.
That's great news.
He was kidnapped at 5:30 Wednesday morning while helping his parents set out plants at their shop, Essence Plants and Garden Shop in St. Augustine. So thank God and goodness for that. From all reports, he has not been harmed. Of course, he must be emotionally distraught and traumatized, but I mean, thank God he was found alive and well.
Alive and well. So kudos to the TTPS. Kudos to you once again as the second kidnapped victim for the week that they have rescued.
But I don't know how they rescued him. They found him.
Oh, they found him. Okay.
Maybe he was released and they found him. But
yeah, could be.
They haven't given these details so that we know if it was a rescue or they released him when he was found. The release said he was found.
Okay, so we'll go with that, what the release says.
Yeah. So that's good news. The other bit of good news is that the government has withdrawn or will withdraw that miscellaneous pensions bill that we discussed quite a bit yesterday and quite frankly chastised. which was, I think, such a foolish,
I don't know what is to sit down and come up with.
There was a press conference yesterday, which we'll play pieces of it in a while. With the Minister of the Attorney General and the Minister of Social Development and Family Services, where they said the government never intended to include that clause in the bill. And so it was some public official or public servant who inserted it in the bill. Now, if you know what it takes for a bill to be taken to Parliament with a policy document, Cabinet discuss it. It goes to Finance and General Purposes Committee of the Cabinet. It goes to the Legislative Review Committee of the government. It is vetted by senior public officials, I'm presuming including the PS and the Minister of Legal Affairs. And it get into Parliament by mistake with the clause. Look, I mean,
yeah, we
elephants, blue pigs flying now. We're seeing pink elephants flying in the sky. Pink elephants have taken flight with wings, and they are flying next to the aircraft. You understand? So all of that, it passed. If you know the process, it takes for a bill
you just explained
to be constructed, be taken to the Cabinet for consideration, be drafted by the Line Ministry, be vetted by the Finance and Legal Committee, be vetted by the Legislative Review Committee, go back to the Ministry for check-in, go to the Attorney General Office for check-in, and then get the okay for Parliament to be laid in Parliament for potential debate. That's a process and a half. So all of this went through, and some junior public or senior public official take it upon him or herself to insert that clause because they have something to gain from it. Really? And you know what's the amazing thing? There are people on this chat yesterday defending it. You know the knee-jerk defense people? Yeah. The people defend. I mean, why would you want to impose that sort of penalty or burden on retirees? Elderly
exactly.
people?
Yes.
If there's fraud, and I'm sure there's fraud in the ministry because everything is subject to fraud in this country, apparently. Deal with the fraud. As I said yesterday, you'll penalize everybody as if 25,000 is some money. Many people leave $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 in an account and tell the children that is to bury me.
Yeah, a lot of people do
because
that.
They don't want to burden the children with that. Many people save up as they should, as is the proper prudent thing to do, so that they can take care of themselves in addition to getting that NIS and pension, if you understand? So that you're telling people, or you try to tell people, if I'm 20, you ain't even say 250,000, eh? You say 25,000. I mean, really. And then come with all the egg on your faces yesterday and say it was a mistake, the government never.
You're scared right there. Oh.
In the bill, the eligibility criteria includes income, those who are ordinary resident, and there was never any requirement with regards to savings. It has always been income-based. No requirement with regards to savings. Unfortunately, it appears such a requirement was introduced into the bill, which was not highlighted in the policy or even in the cabinet note that was approved. And that note was in March 2023.
So who introduced it?
Mm-hmm.
Who introduced it into the bill? Without the knowledge of the line minister, the Attorney General, the Finance and Legal Services Committee, the Legislative Review Committee, and going back to the cabinet before it reached Parliament, approval to be taken to Parliament for debate. Who introduced it? Who?
What is in that note? It addressed the question of income criteria, age, and residency. No savings requirement. It so happened that we had cabinet today. We normally have cabinet on a Thursday, but we had cabinet today.
I wonder how come that happened, boy. I wonder how come it had cabinet yesterday and not today. Well, they come to my office today.
And we discussed the note. And at cabinet today, in discussing the note, I wish to affirm that it is not and it never was cabinet's intention to affect the savings of our elderly. At all. So therefore, we will not be pursuing that part of the bill.
The kind of licks to get
Nothing I can say there.
Kind of licks to get yesterday on traditional electronic and social media. Kind of licks to get yesterday.
With savings, Section 6 of the bill said the Principal Act is amended by repealing Section 4 and substituting the following section, and it began 4.1, an individual shall not be eligible to receive a pension unless he, and then the issues of age, qualifications, and residence were repeated, and then at paragraph G says, unless he has savings not exceeding $25,000. So that part of savings not exceeding $25,000 was inserted into the bill.
By who? By who, Steve? Who?
Call names.
They keep saying it was inserted into the bill. By whom? And why? And why wasn't it picked up and removed before it was taken to Parliament, sent to Parliament? By whom? It was inserted into the bill. By magic? By
and nobody found it, huh? And nobody
by
found it.
poltergeist? By happenstance? Who?
That's what we call taking on your understaff and throwing them under the bus.
Regrettably, it would not appear that that was addressed at the LRC stage sufficiently to put it before cabinet.
How? How? How?
So that when it came before cabinet on the 21st of November and cabinet approved the policy.
Okay, so cabinet approved the policy. When it goes through all the processes I've identified, doesn't cabinet look at the whole bill again and say, okay, let's make sure this is all right? Or they just say, well, the Legislative Review Committee sent it, the Finance and General Purpose sent it, so it goes just send it through? Okay.
Which had come back to them with no reference to savings in that cabinet note. The
So nobody looked at it before it went to Parliament?
bill was approved and is now laid in Parliament.
Resident, and there was never any requirement with regards to savings.
Okay. So public officials, public servants, could derail the government to this level with no checks and balances? That's what you're saying? That some public servant, unnamed, could do something like insert something in a bill that government has to debate, so it could end up on the floor of the Parliament for debate, and the government had to defend that, and the government didn't know it was in the bill, and it ended up on the floor of the Parliament? That's what we say.
Mhm.
Steve, I want to insert Steve Khan should get $1 million every month for the next 10 years.
Insert
And
it.
see if it gets through.
And hit the payroll department.
And see if it gets through.
Well, I'll buy a presents every month.
And then I guess it wasn't the intention in the note for Steve to get $10 million because it's in law now.
Mhm.
I mean, really? Pink pigs flying, yes? Pinks flying. Flying. When in doubt, blame a public servant. I just like,
Yeah, we stupid. We real stupid.
apparently
Not
we're
stupid.
very
We real
gullible.
stupid.
Apparently we are very gullible people.
Yeah, we real stupid, right?
No, I mean, really.
I don't know.
You could tell the Prime Minister, say, oh, you're going to fix that, Or you're going to fix that. Fix that today. Maybe they don't know that we have a general election next year. Maybe somebody is unaware of that fact and they're just carrying on glibly. No, man.
Let me just say what I was going to say.
What was amazing to me? Well, from the time I hear that press conference and what coming in,
Yeah, I figured that out.
I said,
It was at 4:00 yesterday afternoon.
I said the licks that pass, they're going to withdraw that. Because when you think of the elderly is considered a vulnerable group. $25,000.
Mm-hmm.
But how it ended up in there? Somebody had to literally type it. Where it come from? Or somebody copied and pasted from somewhere? Where it come from? And if I'm not mistaken, it was defended in one of the papers the day before. Tell you. Papa, you. Teacher Percy say.
Mm-hmm. And it passed through all these different hands and still ended up there.
Yes, the Honorable Attorney General said he was not in the office from the 11th to the 21st. But there's always somebody acting.
Yeah, it wasn't Marvin Gonzalez acting.
But past that, how it ended up in there? Who is this? They keep saying it was inserted. By whom? Who inserted and why somebody would take it upon themselves to insert it? And why wasn't it picked up before it was sent to Parliament to be laid?
Is somebody getting thrown under the bus? That's all. It cannot go through so many hands and nobody picked it up. With the public outcry or morning poll.
Or Steve, or
Mm-hmm. You need those to paddle a boat.
Yeah, where's Wendell?
I don't know. Where is Wendell?
Wendell jumping up like a bus here.
Maybe Wendell who inserted it and disappeared this morning. Could be.
So the other news that will lead us for a little bit is that the Prime Minister has instructed the Minister of National Security to form a committee to investigate the circumstances surrounding the fire and response to the fire that tragically claimed the life of the late Minister Lisa Morris-Trudon and her
But isn't any fire is investigated? Oh well.
No, the committee, in the words of the Prime Minister, I'm paraphrasing here, is because there are so many conflicting reports about water, no water, water diverted, water truck. Arima went to deal with an industrial fire. Tunapuna went to deal with a residential fire. Response time 11 minutes, response time 30 minutes. You understand? And all of that. So the Prime Minister's instructed the Minister of National Security to convene a committee to investigate, to get the facts in the matter. Wendell said he got no link.
Yeah,
Why?
I said it for him.
Why do?
I have no idea.
I just send it normally as a matter of course. Good morning, Wendell. Apologies to who didn't send the link to you.
Yeah, I just said that for him.
Yeah. So the Prime Minister wants what I can, in my words, describe as the truth in the matter. The Prime Minister said, we need to know what happened. Why would a fire station on the corner of Farfar Street? Why the fire attendant got there at the time that we now know he got there? And I've been receiving conflicting information. As a result of that, today the National Security Council directed the Minister of National Security to form a committee to investigate the matter.
We are, yeah, go ahead.
Teacher Percy say, if you tell a lie, you're going to hell as soon as you die.
Mm-hmm.
Good morning, Wendell.
Morning, Wendell.
Hi, morning, guys. I've been sitting here waiting, and I say,
You could have said something earlier.
no. Well, I did. I messaged Richard first, and then when Charmaine messaged me and asked me where am I today, I said, well, I'm waiting on the link. Because I've never not got the link.
You could have attached the request for a link to one of the many videos you sent to me.
Because I've never seen Steve send a link to me. I've always either gotten it from you or Ruben.
Yeah, well, you said you didn't have a link, so I just forwarded it to you.
Yeah, well, okay,
Yeah.
so.
And folks, we are under an adverse weather alert.
Yeah, the weather has been
6
terrible.
It's beautiful weather.
Evening.
This is beautiful weather. No, it's scary weather.
Time to call in rain.
It's scary weather.
Oh, call in sick, call in rain.
You know, it's been raining non-stop in Arima. Non-stop.
And it's falling heavy too.
So one day you're $25,000 safe, boy.
You know, when I listened to Donna Cox on the AG yesterday, well, especially Donna Cox, I get so upset. I said, wasn't she just early on in the day defending that stupidness? You know? Wasn't she just early in the day defending that stupidness? I mean, come on, man.
Orders were given. Fix it.
Dr. Keith Rowley must be cost a high heavy yesterday.
I think he said, all you go and fix that today.
Yeah.
Fix it today.
And blaming some fictitious person for inserting it between cabinet and parliament. Oh, please. You did stupidness. You understand? You're trying to fix a problem. We understand that. Fraud and scheming and so on. But you're punishing the many, which we've said yesterday, you're punishing the many just to try to fix the few. Huh?
That's what we said yesterday.
Yeah.
You have identified people circumventing checks and balances and defrauding the system. I get that.
Right.
That is unfortunately par for the course in Trinidad and Tobago. I get that. But the knee-jerk reaction is always penalize everybody for the misdeeds of a few.
Yeah.
And how, morning Ragoobarsingh, how was this clause magically inserted? By whom?
By whom?
And for what reason? And
So
how earlier before you came on, it passed through Finance and Legal Services. It passed through Legislative Review. It went back to the Line Ministry. It went back to Cabinet for the final approval. And nobody said something wrong in this?
Yes.
Good morning, guys, and good morning to our listeners and viewers. But Paul, not only that, yesterday in the media, you had the Minister of Social Development, Donna Cox, defending the inclusion.
It was only me.
That's how I started out this morning, Richard. I said Donna was defending that rubbish yesterday.
Seeing why they needed to have it. Yeah. I think there was a unexpected, virtually unanimous pushback from citizens across political lines.
And that's why I like PNM supporters, That's why I just admire PNM supporters. They are not afraid to tell the government they're doing rubbish.
People defending that in the chat yesterday, Wendell. Some.
Huh?
It had some in the chat defending
A
against
couple,
it.
yes, I agree. But guess what? When we did the poll,
Yeah, the poll was
48
very
out of
resounding.
49 people said it should be reversed. You understand? Even the people who tried to defend it in the chat voted against it.
A couple of weeks ago,
Mhm.
I said, and somebody jumped on itself and said, Paul, expose yourself, that the government is coming across disconnected.
Very disconnected.
And somebody jumped on and said, oh, look here, Paul, expose yourself, as if he's, you know, by saying that as a UNC or a PP or whatever, you understand? Very often, when you see these decisions, although they say, yes, there was a mistake by some magical person, some guys put it in, because nobody don't put it in a public servant. The nebulous with a public servant.
Say, Adopi appeal.
I said, these situations show a level of disconnection with what everyday citizens are experiencing. And I stand by that. And I said it in the budget, when we debated the budget a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
I said there's a growing sense of disaffection and disconnection with what every average citizens are actually experiencing, particularly in terms of increased poverty, and income inequality. I said,
You know what we went so far as to discuss yesterday? I mean, off air, I discussed with other people. Is that everybody said, but like PNM really want to just lose the election, and they're finding ways to lose an election. Because that if it's one thing was going to lose an election,
on both sides of the political divide. On both sides of the political divide, they need to realize that one of the largest voting blocks is over 50.
Yep.
And they need to take stock and get a sense of what people are feeling on the ground and what they're experiencing. And not everybody's life is the same. People need to come off the pedestal sometimes and go and walk through markets and talk to people. When you're walking through, and I'm just using it as a euphemism for connection. People walk up to you and tell you all sorts of experiences that they're having with their families and their children.
Yeah, it was.
But, let's move on. Let's move on.
It's a terrible unforced error. It's a terrible.
No, we're not moving on.
Error. Yeah, it was a terrible unforced error. Terrible.
Yeah, it was very But I mean, there are people who are what we would call senior in that party, and I mean among the decision makers too. And so you would be like, why would you think that this would make sense in terms of that senior citizen block that people may say it, and I know they call it senior citizens grant, and they say it's discretionary. You could think it's discretionary, but there is an expectation from people that at age 65, especially people who don't have another pension or pension plan through their work, there is an expectation that I can get that senior citizens grant.
It's the status quo. It's what you've grown up seeing and hearing, unless you make a drastic change that the population agrees with.
Yes.
Or has been apprised of enough or explained enough that they say, okay, well, maybe we understand why you're doing this. But to come and tell us it ended up it was never the intention. Okay, let's take your word for it. How it passed through all them stages. But nobody picking it up as if this is anathema to what we believe.
Because I heard, I heard on the news last night, because I don't know what they tell the Prime Minister, because I know he cuts to high heaven. But he was on the news last night saying that somewhere between the cabinet and cabinet approving it and it reaching the parliament, it changed. No. I don't believe that.
But how?
Yeah, that's what they were saying. He said the same cabinet note that was approved was not the same thing that was in the bill.
So how?
Yeah, that went to parliament.
Yeah.
So then you're identifying a major flaw in the process of lawmaking?
Well, which is curious about that, and that's why there seem to be some sort of blame to a public servant.
Yeah.
What they're trying to say is that a public servant somewhere did mischief and included that clause. But how I understand the process to work is that it's very rote. That if this is the cabinet approved note and it goes through the process, it's very rote that people are following verbatim. And I know public servants are verbatim. This is what cabinet approved. This is what we are putting in. This is exactly what is going before in the bill that goes before the Legislative Assembly.
But it made sense, Richard and Paul and see. It made sense when the line minister came out and defended it. So it made sense.
Yeah.
It made sense that this is what they wanted. So just say, we are sorry. Don't blame anybody. You know, I own up for your stupidness and your mistake.
Be transparent about it.
Yeah.
As we say, look, this was a
blaming
mistake.
somebody is not.
And, you know,
I'm sorry, that's not my style. It's not my style. And you could just see, how uncomfortable.
In the bill, the eligibility criteria includes income, those who are ordinary resident, and there was never any requirement with regards to savings. It has always been income-based. No requirement with regards to savings. Unfortunately, it appears such a requirement was introduced into the bill, which was not highlighted in the policy or even in the cabinet note that was approved. And that note was in March 2023. What is in that note? It addressed the question of income criteria, age, and residency. No savings requirement. It so happened that we had cabinet today. We normally have cabinet on a Thursday, where we had cabinet today, and we discussed the note. And at cabinet today, in discussing the note, I wish to affirm that it is not and it never was cabinet's intention to affect the savings of our elderly at all. So therefore, we will not be pursuing that part of the bill.
With savings, Section 6 of the bill said the Principal Act is amended by repealing Section 4 and substituting the following section, and it began 4.1, an individual shall not be eligible to receive a pension unless he, and then the issues of age, qualifications, and residence were repeated, and then at paragraph G says, unless he has savings not exceeding $25,000. So that part of savings not exceeding $25,000 was inserted into the bill. Regrettably, it would not appear that that was addressed at the LRC stage sufficiently to put it before Cabinet, so that when it came before Cabinet on the 21st of November and Cabinet approved the policy which had come back to them with no reference to savings in that Cabinet note, the bill was approved and is now laid in Parliament. I was out of the country on the 21st of November when this bill came to the attention of Parliament. I have looked at it, and out of the discussions that have taken place today in Cabinet, and Cabinet affirming very clearly that it is not and never was the intention of addressing and impacting the savings of any pensioners, I will be withdrawing the bill that is now before Parliament and bringing back a replacement bill to exclude the reference to savings.
Again, you know, you listen to all this and you just shake your head and just say sorry. Thank God they fixed it. And I suspect it was an emergency cabinet meeting yesterday after all the furor. I suspect that is what was called, and it was fixed, because we have had too many instances like this lately now where things have to be fixed right away. Mistakes have to be adjusted. No problem. I have no problem with that. You understand? But just say, listen, I'm sorry that we have made a grave error here, but we are going to fix it. And fine, don't throw blame. Don't talk, you not here, you here, it does not matter. It is one cabinet, it is one parliament. Okay? We have had for the people who are concerned that we attacking and we raising this issue too much, yes, we had many lies and mistakes from the past government, plenty. You understand? But we're dealing with this government and these mistakes. That's what we're dealing with. Okay? That's what we're dealing with. Right? And even that issue of that despicable man, and all you, don't send me that video. I tell all you that, do not send me anything with Philip Edward Alexander. Do not send it to me. I will delete it and block you. I'm not interested in anything that man has to say. And the only time I got a whiff of what he said was I was listening to another news station yesterday when I heard it. And I said, my God, don't send it to me. I'm not interested in what you... If Kamla Prasad Bisesa and them want to hug up that man and hope that he could help them, put them in power, that is them business. You understand? But I dealing with the PNM and their mistakes. They need to fix it. They need to fix their level of arrogance, because that's how they lose elections. They need to fix it. They need to fix all these people they put in an office that don't belong anywhere near a chain, far less a ministry. Fix it. And fix it fast. Right.
Calls?
Yeah, so I suppose you could open up the lines at this point. 222 talk, 228-255. So the other day, I went to a gas station, but it's not a usual gas station I go into. The first time I've ever gone into this gas station, but it's kind of like similar to other NP gas stations that I've gone in. So I pulled up by the self-service, go and pay for, whatever, $200 gas, go back by the pump.
200, you driving a Tida?
Yeah, no, I don't like to let my fill up line be too low.
Oh.
So I go to fill up when I'm in front of a totally diesel pump. So I stop and I say, what? Diesel? So the man say, oh, you didn't realize. So one of the NP workers was very helpful. He says, okay, just try and get to another pump and I will tell the cashier and stuff. I said, yes. I said, I just didn't know this. I'm first time here. But Trinidadians do not like to keep quiet and just let you go about your business.
Mm-hmm.
So there are other people. So long you driving that car, you know you're not taking diesel. It was a mistake. Boy, if you had put in diesel in that, you would have ball. You would have been crying.
You would have ball in true.
I say, good Lord, I'm coming back to mistakes now. I can't make a little mistake.
Not allowed.
All right, we have a call here, gentlemen.
Hey.
Good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen. The government would have paid better, would have turned out better if they would say, was a typographical error. It was supposed to be $250,000. That might have been that excuse might have fly better. They say, well, it wasn't supposed to be $25,000. It was supposed to be $250,000. The country would have supported that $250,000 ceiling limit. I don't think they would have grows for $250,000. $25,000 was ridiculous. So you was absolutely right, Paul, when you suggested that this morning. But I think what you also failed this morning to do, you should have played Donna Cox defending it first, and then come in and retracted and say they didn't mean that. This supposed to be the end of Donna Cox's political career. This FUPA supposed to be the end of Donna Cox's career. All media houses are supposed to be playing you defending it just out there and then turning around not 24 hours later and saying it was a mistake and somebody else's mistake. But that you just defended. Right? That's my contribution for the morning.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you at all.
Right. Lots of calls, but we have limited time. Good morning, short and sweet.
Good morning. Yes, I'll be short and sweet. Paul Richard Wendell and Paul Richard Wendell and Steve. Right? Season's greetings to you all. But what I want to say is that when you apply to social welfare at age 65 for the grant, for the I call it pension or retirees grant, they ask you for your bank statement. So I'm only assuming that there is some kind of truth in this because they always ask you to bring in your bank statement. Okay, thank you all and have a great day.
Well, just for those who just joining us, good news: 14-year-old Zahir Samuel has been found alive and well last night, and internationally, the husband of Giselle Pellico has been sentenced to 20 years for drugging his ex-wife and recruiting strangers to rape her. 50 other men are being sentenced alongside him.
Good morning.
That's good news on both fronts.
Yeah.
Justice and Zahir being released.
Sorry. Because I'm wondering now, are these things not vetted properly at cabinet level?
You have a voice like the AG boy.
Go ahead, caller.
Because we just give these people a raise in salary and they're not doing the work properly. And I agree with the caller. They could have said 250, although I do agree with any ceiling. They could have said 250. But look at the amount of lies now that is circulating because of those statements. It is terrible. And I agree with Wendell again. The PLM is doing everything to lose the election. You all have a good morning.
All right. One more call before we go to news headlines. Good morning.
Yeah. Morning,
Good morning, Dean. Go ahead.
Morning.
Yeah. All right. I think you have to look, Richard, you know what you're saying, that the expectation, you have to look at the history. And the history was, it went from a pension to a grant, and now we see this. They're excluding people, and they're excluding and they're whittling down. For what reason? I don't know if it's an IMF thing. I don't know if it is
we are not under the IMF.
That's what you think. The finance minister mentioned that. He was again. He alluded to that conversation that they have been in conversations with the IMF, not in thing, but at the side.
Concerning this deal.
Yes, he has said that in certain speeches when in thing. You have to keep it. No, but we're not under the IMF, but we are the side of the IMF. So I think the situation from a pension to a grant, but not the side. I just threw that in 3 days. But it went from a pension to a grant, and now we see this. There has to be the conversation of why and how. I don't think it was a mistake. I think it's something either the accounts, we're looking at our accounts and we're looking at whittling away people who could come and access the budget or our savings, and maybe the savings are not good. And I think there's a wider conversation right, for the economists and they to have a conversation about why these things. I don't think it was a mistake, and I think the history of it, we are seeing something happen.
Thank you.
Yeah, all right. It changed from pension to grant since under Mr. Manning.
Since Manning.
Yeah.
Since under Patrick Manning, that changed to a grant.
Yes, it did.
All right. Gentlemen, you have papers?
It is Thursday, the 19th of December. Let's start with the Daily Express Online. Start with great news. Abducted child released. 14-year-old Zahir Samuel was abducted outside his family's business place, was released overnight in good condition, thank God. DPP gives reason for discontinuation of case against DCP Suzette Martin. He says the evidence was weak and it lacked the ability to secure a conviction. AG blames public servant over error. Express big some headline, eh?
But I'm not even sure he mentioned the word public servant. Express good, eh?
The Express know why they put a headline, okay? DPP explains why he dropped charge. Kamala claims victory in exposing deceit. Kamala, no election talks with Jack. Fire reignites at MP Maurice Julian's home. Alexander slammed over fire comments. Kamala won't affect coalition plans. And dad knifed to death in family's home under construction. So those are trending stories in your Express for today. Richard.
All right, so the Trinidad and Tobago. What?
No, I was going to say Richard and I were at Lisa Morris's Julian home last night for the week. And there was a lone Christmas tree lighting in front of the yard still.
Yeah.
You know? Amazing.
It was an interesting contrast to the darkness and tragedy in the background
Yes.
and the light and merriment of Christmas to the front.
Yes.
The
Yes.
lit, just one lit
One
plant,
tree.
a little tree, small tree being lit and still blinking. It was very it was interesting, I suppose. I don't know, symbolism. I don't know. Anyway, the Trinidad and Tobago Garden for today, and of course today is Thursday, December 19th, 2024. I know today is the birthday of my friend David Serret. So happy birthday, David. Whatever you do today, have a fantastic day.
Look at birthdays today.
And of course, all right, so let me go with the headline, the main headline. Pension error. Error in inverted commas is how the Guardian phrased it, but pension error. AG says $25,000 savings cap should not be in draft bill. Blames public servant. Probe ordered into fatal fire that killed MP. And teen kidnapped outside parents' business, but he has since been released. But this is the story in an insert photo of Zahir. But of course, he has since been released. So, so that's great news to get this morning. And now let me go to the sports pages. Terrible T20 run. Windies lose series to Bangladesh. If you weren't following it, now you know. And there is a picture of Tanzit Hassan Tamim of Bangladesh, and this is bowled by Roston Chase of the West Indies during the second T20 match at Ground Arnorsville, St. Vincent, and the Grenadines on Tuesday.
We lose again.
So that's it for the front of the back page of the Trinidad and Tobago Guardian on this Thursday morning.
Let's move to the news. There has been no delays in drug registration process. Father of boy injured in PBR accident involving cop. We want answers. Lee, keep an eye on NGC Chairman Khan. Probe into fire services response to Morris Julian fire. Government pension 25K savings clause was a mistake. Marshall and Bravo launched Pineapple Rhythm, call for more investment in culture. And Marshall fire shot, yes, he sees no need for soca competition. Abducted teen Zahir Samuel released, great news. Brown, state-assisted funeral for Morris Julian. The government has indicated they will be assisting the family. It's a state-assisted funeral, not a state funeral, and the family will be directing where and when and how the funeral arrangements proceed. CARICOM, U.S. Ambassador mourned Morris Julian and her children. And UNC screens for 3 more seats. So those are trending stories in your 3 major dailies today, Thursday, the 19th of December, 2024.
All right, let's get the results of our morning poll from yesterday, where we asked you, do you agree the persons who have in excess of $25,000 in the bank should be excluded from receiving national pension? 93% said no. Okay.
Consistent with our actual
Yeah. All right, let's get into this morning's poll.
Well, we wanted to poll Bally Rambo, like we had to go straight to Donna Cox. You're real soft in the poll there.
Wendell, I'm not
But do you believe the expectation?
Succeeded that time.
Like you take the wrong pill. Like you take the wrong pill.
Do you believe the explanation given regarding the pension bill by the agent?
What you saying, Wendell?
You take the wrong pill. You're soft in the poll.
So our poll this morning, do you accept the explanation given regarding the pensions bill by the AG and Minister Cox yesterday? That's our poll this morning.
That's for me.
Do you accept the explanation, yes or no? 222-TALK, 222-8255, North Americans, 866-525-1099.
That is me speaking that in too much time.
Send your votes via the messaging portals, and of course, those of you watching us at M&E TV and listening to us on smart devices, you can WhatsApp us at 318-1021.
If you feel the
yes.
That's your alternative. If you feel the
Yes.
Misrepresented.
All right. Good morning to Vincent in the UK, Anthony in Toronto, David Nelson. Good morning. Let's get the votes. A lot of votes came in already. John Cato says no. Rennie Devine says no. CJ New York, no. Boy Badisi and DB, no. Gregory Bauer, no. Josie Richardson, no. Michael Oliver, no. Slick Money Grip, no. Helen Prescott, no. Trinidad Fit, no. Beauty Culture, no. DL, hell no. Julia Espatiste, no. Catherine Henry, no. Samuel Paul, no. Phoebe, okay, didn't vote. Marcia Rock, no. Sangre Grande, where it's pouring rain. Good morning.
Very plenty rain in Grande, Steve. My answer is no. Lots of rain, lots and lots of rain.
All right, we're under an adverse weather alert till 6 o'clock this evening. Thank you.
Well, Steve, I will be inside for the whole day.
Lucky you. Thanks. All right, I did Marcia Rock. Lyndon Williams, no. Romario Edwards, no. Jacqueline Linfat, no. Hector, no. Miguel Gonzalez, no. Oliver Warren, no. Ingrid Adams, no. Kazim Mohammed, no. David Wares, no. Richard Phillip, yes. Andre Renault, no. Let's go WhatsApp, see what's happening there. Miss Ingrid in Tucson, Arizona, no. Up north, no. David Nelson, no. Black Pearl, morning Black Pearl, no. Jaron, no. Eddie in Staten Island, no. Kenwin, no. Roger Seawing, no. Let's go back here. All right. Do you accept the explanation given regarding the pension bill by the AG and Minister Cox yesterday? Yes or no? All right, 222-8255, Facebook and YouTube. You can send us a message. WhatsApp at 318-1021. Did that. Flip, right? Okay. Yep. Send us a message. Do you accept it? The explanation. Yes or no? Moo Games. Hell no. Anthony in Toronto. No. Thank you, Anthony. I did more games. Right. Okay. You have 2 more minutes to vote on our morning poll.
So do you accept the explanation given regarding the pensions bill by the AG and Minister Cox yesterday? That's our poll this morning. What do you think? Do you accept the explanation, yes or no?
It's a softened version of do you believe the test? Anyway, poppycock. That's my way. Absolute poppycock yesterday.
Yeah. Richard Duku says no. Alan Reese says no. Somebody else on WhatsApp, who's that? I don't know. Says no. Val, morning Val, says no. All right. You have a minute to vote again. Do you accept the explanation given regarding the pensions bill by the AG and Minister Cox? That was yesterday. Do you accept it? Do you believe it? Yes or no? Dexter Ramirez says no.
Morning, Mrs. R, and morning, Adande Pigger. They also are the way class evening at Parkland Street.
Okay. Morning, Adande. Trini Jam.
Morning, Mrs. R. Morning,
all right. Morning, Trini Jam. Vaughn Drayton, no. Anthony, no. Wayne Lala,
Anthony
no.
Almandoz. I think I know that person. I wonder if that's somebody from St. James Secondary School. Are you Anthony Almandoz from St. James Secondary School? I haven't seen or heard from you in ages if it is you.
All right, let's check. He says yes.
Oh, it is Anthony. Okay, nice. I haven't seen you in ages, Anthony.
Okay, let's get into our 7 o'clock major news right now. You can vote. When I come back after the news, I'll tell Richard what it is. But let's get into our major news.
This is your news bulletin from Power 102 Digital.
14-year-old kidnapped victim Zahir Samuel has been found. Government to withdraw from Parliament the miscellaneous provisions, Senior Citizens Pension and Public Assistance Bill 2024. National Security Minister Fitzgerald Hines has set up committee to investigate response to fire that killed MP Lisa Morris-Julian and 2 of her children. And Civil Aviation Authority warns drone users not to fly their drones above 400 feet. Details in a moment. This is news to 7 o'clock on Power 102 Digital. I'm Avril Sintel-Bab. Good morning. The TNT Police Service has confirmed that 14-year-old kidnapped victim Zahir Samuel has been found. Samuel was kidnapped while at his parents' business, S&S Plant and Garden Shop in St. Augustine early on Wednesday. At 5:30 a.m. on Wednesday, the teen was helping his parents set out plants and other items as they prepared to open their shop when a brown wagon bearing the number plate PEA 3666 pulled up and 2 men came out and grabbed Samuel. They then bundled him into the car and drove off. The TTPS had been searching for him since then, with his father, Samuel Williams, appealing to the abductors to release his son. However, last night, a senior TTPS official confirmed that Zahir had been found safe. No other information, including where he was found and his physical condition, was revealed. Government will withdraw the miscellaneous provisions Senior Citizens Pension and Public Assistance Bill 2024, which was laid in Parliament on December 9th. Confirmation of this comes from Attorney General Reginald Armour. It was done during a news briefing held on Wednesday.
Today in Cabinet, and Cabinet affirming very clearly that it is not and never was the intention of addressing and impacting the savings of any pensioners. I will be withdrawing the bill that is now before Parliament and bringing back a replacement bill to exclude the reference to savings. So that's the clarification that I want to introduce and the up-to-date information for the assurance of pensioners. Thank you all very much.
Recently, the opposition leader claimed government planned to introduce legislation that would change and in some cases disqualify elderly people who reach the age of 65 from accessing the senior citizens pension. The opposition MP made the comments while speaking at the United National Congress cottage meeting at its Chaguanas headquarters on Monday night. National Security Minister Fitzgerald Hines has been tasked with immediately setting up a committee to investigate the circumstances surrounding the tragic deaths of Minister in the Ministry of Education Lisa Morris-Julian, her 25-year-old daughter Zion, and 6-year-old son Josiah after their Farfan Street Arima home went up in flames on Monday. Addressing the media at the unveiling of a plaque at West Park in Diego Martin yesterday, Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley said the instruction was given by the National Security Council, which he leads, following conflicting reports about the incident and a public dispute between the TNT Fire Service and Ministry of Public Utilities. Dr. Rowley said he met with a small delegation from the NSC yesterday morning and subsequently met with Hines at midday to give the instructions, saying that he was very concerned about people jumping on the bandwagon to comment on how many fire stations the country should have and the number of fire tenders that should be assigned to each fire station in TNT. Dr. Rowley said those issues did not arise in this case. Dr. Rowley stressed, quote, "We need to know the undisputed facts." Meanwhile, the government will be providing what Prime Minister Dr. Rowley has described as a state-assisted funeral for the minister and her 2 children, for the minister, Lisa Morris-Julian. Addressing the media at West Park in Diego Martin yesterday, Dr. Rowley said the government will do all it can to assist the family during this time of grief, adding that Morris-Julian's loved ones will determine when and where the funeral will take place. Up to yesterday afternoon, Dr. Rowley said the government remained on standby once they were informed about when the funeral would be. Drone users have been warned not to fly their drones above 400 feet. The warning comes from the Trinidad and Tobago Civil Aviation Authority. It explained there was an incident on December 8, 2024, where a commercial aircraft encountered a drone flying at 3,500 feet just south of Port of Spain. The flight was on its way to land at Piarco International Airport, but it came within about 20 feet of the drone. The incident is being investigated by the TTPS. TTCAA warns operating a drone near to a manned commercial aircraft is reckless and a very serious threat to the safety of the flight. The use of an unmanned aircraft system with the intent to disrupt or endanger civil aviation or any public or private property comes with a fine of $350,000 and imprisonment for 5 years. You are listening to news on Power 102 Digital to 7 o'clock. The Oilfield Workers Trade Union will be hosting a news briefing today at 10 a.m. to put into the public domain what it describes as the new tactics being used by Trinidad and Tobago Electricity Commission's management to allegedly suppress OWTU and the workers it represents. OWTU claims the management is now attempting to utilize the court to silence the union as it continues to demand a safe working environment and fair salary for TNTech workers. President General of OWTU, Ansel Roger, will lead the news conference at Paramount Building, 99A Circular Road, San Fernando. Recently, TNTech was granted an injunction against the OWTU, which was ordered by 3 justices at the Industrial Court. It said TNTech's amended application to the court to prevent further acts of unlawful industrial action by the union was made on December 2nd. Finally, here is weather news for the period today till midnight. Trinidad and Tobago, cloudy and breezy conditions are expected with scattered light to moderate showers or periods of rain occurring. There is a medium chance of a few heavy showers or thunderstorms. Conditions will settle by late afternoon, but some cloudiness will persist overnight with few showers. Gusty winds and street or flash flooding may occur near heavy showers or thunderstorms. There is a yellow level adverse weather alert that is in effect at present until later this afternoon. Please note seas may become agitated due to the presence of long-period northeasterly swells. All marine interests are being advised to exercise caution, especially around northern coastal areas. You can expect a temperature high of 29 degrees Celsius, both at Piarco International Airport and Crown Point in Tobago this morning. It is currently 22 degrees Celsius at both localities. Recapping your headlines to 7 o'clock, 14-year-old kidnapped victim Zahir Samuel has been found. Government to withdraw from Parliament the Miscellaneous Provisions, Senior Citizens Pension and Public Assistance Bill 2024. National Security Minister Fitzgerald Hines to set up a committee to investigate response to the fire that killed MP Lisa Morris Julian and 2 of her children. And Civil Aviation Authority warns drone users not to fly their drones above 400 feet. I'm Avril Sindhill Bab. That was news to 7 o'clock on Power 102 Digital. You can expect more news in detail at 12 noon today and an update at 8 o'clock this morning. For more details, log on to power102fm.com.
Up to date and credible. Power 102 Digital.
All righty. Thank you so much, Avril, for major news. You could join her again. Come at 8 o'clock for our news brief. Let's see if we have any issues on our highways and on our byways. Let's see.
People actually leave home this morning. They're good.
Well, people gotta go to work, That'll make $1. I got no issues. No accidents to write to tell you that is causing anything. You just got traffic from Trinidad City. Well, you got congestion from Trinidad City to Port of Spain and going through from Cuba to Sugar Gorman. So you got volume there again. Just the Valencia stretch is a bit heavy. All right. Let's see if we have any more votes. We do. Junior says no. Sexy San Fernando says no. DJ Ree says no. Cheryl Henry says no. Checking over here. Checking over there.
What's that happen by City Gate there?
It seems to be a murder.
Oh boy.
City Gator. Right.
Well, that's not what the video says. The video says that the guy on the ground.
The audio.
The video on it says the guy on the ground stabbed a maxi taxi driver with a knife and the maxi taxi driver kick him and out of the maxi, and he ended up on the ground. And so that's what you're seeing, him on the ground, I suppose, writhing in pain or whatever.
From
and people filming it. So I'm not so sure that it is a murder, as Steve is suggesting.
A hard kicky yet. No, he's alive. He clearly is alive.
He's alive. Okay.
Yeah.
Cheryl Clint Batiste says no. Map Engineering says no. Michael Robinson says no. All right, so that's all our votes.
All right, so we had.
Sorry, when you finish the poll, I'll do my birthdays, Richard.
All right, so our poll this morning was: do you accept the explanation given regarding the pensions bill by the AG and Minister Cox yesterday? We had 54 people voting on the poll this morning, and of the 54 people, 53 of you said no, you do not accept the explanation given. One person said yes. So just like yesterday, there was a solitary person voting in the other direction. So said today, one person voting yes. The rest of the voters saying absolutely no, they do not accept the explanation. So of course, the nays have it by an overwhelming majority. And of course, you can continue to vote on this poll throughout the day, through all programming, and we'll give you the final result tomorrow morning, which will be Friday, and the beginning of the weekend begins tonight at a second after midnight.
Now, they need to realize that these sorts of occurrences do not help your credibility.
No, it doesn't, especially now.
You're getting more and more. Look, Minister Imber the other day with the cost overruns. And when these things happen, there are question marks over what you say and the credibility about it.
And Minister Marvin Gonzalez with the water situation.
With the water situation now, and the
that was so unnecessary.
And the water and so much so the Prime Minister, after as head of the National Security, direct the Minister of National Security to appoint a committee to get into the meaning that I know who to believe.
Yes.
Including one minister.
Yes.
You understand? So, I mean, they need to, I don't know.
It's like we had enough, let me upset people now. So stupid. Anyway, we're going to be upsetting a lot of people this morning.
Yeah,
but
we're going to be upsetting a lot of people this morning.
But before we do so, let me say happy birthday to Nicole Ullery. She's out of the country right now. Superintendent Glenn Charles from Port of Spain. He's the head of City Police in Port of Spain. Beverly Allen, Trevor Gemot, Damian Martin, and Kamini Hirala. Remember Kamini Hirala?
Oh, yeah.
When we went and played that cricket game. I think she lives abroad now. But
she's in Toronto.
Happy birthday, Kamini. So all of you wonderful people celebrating birthdays today, have an absolutely fantastic day.
Leslie John Clark from Los Alumnos de San Juan is celebrating a birthday today. Mr. Ali from Ali's Doubles, which I did not pass for today. It's his birthday today. And Frank Edwards out in Port St. Lucie, Florida. Avid listener to the Paul Breakfast Show. It's his birthday as well today. All right.
Now I know this next announcement is going to upset a lot of people.
Right. So here we go. If I were you, I'd turn up your radio, take a listen carefully to what Paul is going to say.
I've been dreading to make. In particular in the past week, but that has been in discussion for about a year now, because there's several factors that went into the decision, and we know it is going to be quite traumatic instantly, but we will say that there are explorations being made to intervene in the not too distant future. So, and I know it sounds very cryptic, but I will just make the announcement because it's a very difficult announcement to make, right? And the announcement is that the management of Power 102 Digital has taken a decision to cease live show streaming services on the platform to facilitate the assessment of the platform and the re-engineering of this platform, right? This means that after tomorrow, you will not have access to the Power Breakfast Show or the afternoon show Hard Talk. It's a very, very difficult decision that has been ruminated on for a long time, because there's so many factors that go into keeping the show on the air, which I'm not at liberty to discuss. No, it is not government interference, because I know the conspiracy theorists will start to jump out themselves. Right? It is an internal decision based on many factors that the company has been grappling with for the last 2.5 years. We are in the process of exploring interventions regarding the assessment and re-engineering of the platform for viability and more reach moving forward. So that's the announcement. That is a very difficult one for us that we've been ruminating on. And of course, our listeners and our audience and our stakeholders are extremely dear to us. And we have to treat you with a certain level of respect and appreciation, and thank you for your support. But it has come to a point where the management felt that this is the presently the only course of action, given the circumstances facing the platform. And as I said before, there's a assessment going on with a view to re-engineering the platform. We have had interventions from 2 entities to try to work with us. No firm decisions yet. To, in the not too distant future, hopefully see what we can do to re-engineer and re-establish, if possible. So,
well, on my I suppose there should be an apology to the listeners and viewers concerning the suddenness of the decision, but it was sudden to us too.
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
So it was sudden to us too. So we were taken unawares by the decision. So don't think that this was sudden on our part.
No, it wasn't. Was on not your and Wendell's part.
Yeah, it was sudden on our part.
As a member of the management.
We didn't know. We just found out like a week ago. So.
Yeah.
And we've been kind of hinting. We've been kind of hinting that is what's going to happen. But on my own behalf, I want to thank people. I've been here 19 years and 2 months on the Power Breakfast Show. On the online streaming, we've been just over, I think, 3 years since COVID. So I want to thank people for their support over those years. Thank the many people that I had the pleasure of working with over the years. I would have called all their names the other day. I wouldn't call them again. But more importantly, to our listeners and viewers who continue to support clearly what is the best show on radio. I'm sure that there's not a better show anywhere on radio, any part of the world. You understand? But thank you so much for your support over the years. And who knows where we'll turn up next, or if we'll continue to turn up. You know, I wait. You know, I like traveling, so this format worked for me because I was able to do the show wherever I was in the world. I will continue to travel, and you all will continue to follow me on Facebook, I'm sure. Of course, I do a different type of Facebook post, but you never know. Thank you very much.
You never know where we'll end up.
Well, as I said, there are 2 particular interventions under discussion right now. And we are hoping that the discussions lead to expeditious reestablishment
of the show for 2025, for January
2025. Yeah. I think based on because of the audience in particular, I think we owe it to the audience, and the management believes that it is important to pursue every possible option to re-engineer. And that's why we said assess and re-engineer, leaving the door open for the re-establishment of the show. And yes, podcasts are something we're considering. You understand? To keep but there's nothing like a live show.
Yeah.
That can respond to the environment immediately, which is what the strength of the show has been, and also interaction with the audience. So,
yeah. And especially as we move into an election year, and we have lots of opinions on this show.
Yeah. Yes, dear listeners can petition to assist the cause.
Yeah. We have lots of opinions on this show. Not not only from the hosts, but from our vast listenership.
Oh yes,
We have lots of diverse opinions that sometimes get heated concerning it. I mean, I've been here for 25 years. I was talking to
26,
Wendell about
Richard.
it. 26.
Yes.
Yeah, about 26 years. I've been here ever since Dale and Tony left. I mean, I came in soon as they were exiting when I came in. When I had that first meeting with Ingrid, and I remember telling Ingrid the morning when we were discussing and me first coming into radio, and I said, Ingrid, all I could say is, if that I'm not enjoying this, I am out, because it's a sacrifice to be on a show so early in the morning. And I'd say, if I'm not having fun, I'm out. And for 25 years, I've had fun coming from,
plenty fun.
I first started off with BC, God rest his soul, BC Perez, and BC, and then BC and Jeremy. Then from that, we moved on to BC, to Donna, her dad, and myself. Then from Donna, I went to Gladiator.
That's where I started.
Yeah, Gladiator myself.
Morgan Job.
Yeah, and then Morgan came into it. Then it went
David Mohammed first.
Yeah, when David Mohammed
After
came
Gladiator was David Mohammed.
David came in. No, Morgan was there for a while with Gladiator.
Yeah.
Dr. Joe was with Gladiator?
Yes.
Yes.
Morgan, Gladiator, and myself.
For a very long time.
And there was a fiery, tense relationship between Gladiator and Morgan.
Okay,
Joe.
so then I would have come in after he left the first time.
Right. Dr. Job left.
Right, okay.
And then the show continued with Gladiator and myself. Then you came in.
Okay, all right.
And then David Mohammed came in after Gladiator left. And then Steve came in on the board. And then Dr. Joe came back.
Right.
No, but I was
in
always
between
there.
all of that, we did try other co-hosts. I remember Deborah Millard was one.
Natalie Legore was one.
Natalie Legore and all of that. So we had different hosts over the years that came in. But the one that
Nanlal came and spent some time with us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Avinash.
Yes. And even what's the girl name? His father was the weatherman. Era Maturu?
Era.
Didn't she also come for a brief moment?
She came for one day, I think, wasn't it?
Was it one day?
It was brief.
Yeah, it was very brief. Just one day.
Yeah, mention Rhoda.
Well, Rhoda came after, just before you.
Yeah, Rhoda was late into the game, and Rhoda was there for a while until she left. So,
and then you?
And then Paul, yes.
And then Paul.
So there's a long history of the Power Breakfast show.
And I've seen it all.
I am of the firm belief that we'll be back on the air not too long.
Yeah. Wendell ATN also did a stint too during the carnival time.
Yes, I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no.
And there were times that other people sat in. Clifford Lemon sat in.
Yeah.
Clifford Lemon, yes, that's true.
Yes. Arnell Roberts also sat in on the morning show at one time.
Oh God, not when I was there.
Wendell?
Not when I was there.
So
No. I would have woke up. Listen.
I don't think he was a fan of morning shows, though.
No, well,
Getting up too early.
Clearly.
So you had all of that. So I mean, so there's been all sorts of personalities that pass through the Power Breakfast show. But I've been here, as I said, for 26 years. So does I-95. However old I-95 is how old I am in this show, because I've been there when I came in as they were exiting.
Yeah.
Well, I think what is going to work in favor is because I think the strongest element of the show, with the greatest of respect, is the audience. And the type of audience the show has been able to attract, and the contributions of the audience. I mean, people have the reason people get so passionate on the chat and on the calls is because of how they feel about this country, by extension. You know, the show is a microcosm of a section of the society that feels, and yes, in part, and also the international audience, because they get a chance.
Especially now, since we've gone online, the international
they get a chance
audience
to feel connected to the country. So, as I said, I am of the firm belief that one of the options we're pursuing is going to work out in the not too distant future. Hopefully before the election. I'm hoping, we're working for the last 6 months to try to avoid this, to be very honest. As you know, we've had discussions about some of the factors. that go into it. So we should open the phone lines and let the audience share their views.
Mm-hmm.
It's
been fun. It's been real fun. Trust me.
Good morning, caller.
Good morning. Are you all trying to kill us young folks? Jeez Louise, I have been on the station since 1996 when the other two guys was there. I never swear. The manager of this program, is it possible he could have signed me a personal trainer and a chauffeur for the 2 hours? What the heck? All they want me to do is you're trying to kill me?
Thank you, Miss San Fernando.
I'm not finished. Anyhow, go ahead. Let somebody else sing. Oh, my God.
Yeah, all my lines.
Of course, I met Miss Sam.
Yes, we'll be on tomorrow.
Yeah, we're on tomorrow, huh? We'll do our Christmas show tomorrow. Good morning, caller. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, gentlemen. So how am I talking to my Miyamoto now?
I'll send you his telephone number.
Every Friday, as usual.
Yada get next one.
Well, you know, according to Miss Sampson, we grew up on this. I was one from the inception. Since the show started with the other station before they break away and all that. So this is our lifeline. It's like keeping our breeds functioning from the dawn to the nightfall. Well, I had an idea that this was coming because I greatly miss Sir Charles. So I knew what was taking place. So I will miss you all. Greatly.
You ain't gonna miss me. I'll be by every Friday night.
And where the door is always open.
I know.
But you know what? You see, I'll tell you something. I thought it was and I'm saying this for management too. It was a grave error when you all did what you did here to come. I mean, it was a good thing coming on live on radio, YouTube, and stuff. I think you all should have gone on to Facebook as well, and you all never should have removed it from the air, the regular radio, because you lost a lot of people, listener. You lost great listenership. The reason being that this is a mature radio station. You don't have young people hanging on this. Young people going on them jokey station where they're making all kind of jokes and talking idleness. This was a serious radio station, and a lot of the older folks were very sad. A lot of people call me asking where to find all you, but you see they did not have internet, so that licked up the station a lot. So I think you all need to reconsider and go back onto the air, because you can't close down and not hear all your voices. This is grossly impossible. So think about getting back on the air.
Zena, I got some messages.
Bye, everybody, all the listeners and callers. I'll miss you all a lot. Everybody.
Zena, yes. We are getting messages from people that they are young. You said the young people don't listen. And then they pick out Candice Pascal, all of them. We have a lot of young people. They say they're young.
Let's face it. It was a more mature listenership.
Pensioners.
Understand?
Well, it's a more mature mindset, but that doesn't mean young people can't have a mature mindset.
You're getting buff from the comment section, Zena.
No, only follow want to take it that way, and people want to take it, but I fall into the young as well too, you know. But that when I say that,
I know about that.
I was being.
Right. You're talking like Donna Cox on the age, you know. Stop it.
Wow.
And a talking like Kamala, who did tell us we go get increased pension at the others, not me, because I work with government, and it was a misprint. So she know better. She should shut she bloody mouth.
Thank
All
you.
right, take care.
Good morning.
Somebody asking for your number, yes, Zina? What the hell is this? All your,
Good morning,
all your
caller.
thing I'm
Morning,
Zina.
Steve. Morning, guys.
Lincoln asking for your number, yes, Zina?
Hello, good morning.
Morning, go ahead.
Yes, Steve. Morning, Richard, Paul, Wendell.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Oliver Man Warren.
Yes, my brother. This is good to see you guys. And it's sad news, you know, that you all having to be coming off the air. I know, as Paul says, for a short period, but you know, Richard was talking there and bringing back so much memories, you know, from the start of the show with him and BC. I remember when BC Perez was doing the choice, the song, and it was he was trying to not make it sound like Dale's Choice, which is DC, but he's saying DC with DC, you know. I remember in those days, and even the days with Gladiator and Morgan Job. I think at one point, Frank was on, I'm not sure, was on the morning or he was on the evening with Morgan Job. Yeah.
Frank was mostly in the afternoon, but he did sit in on the morning show once or twice.
Yes, and I remember him. One day calling Morgan Jogan Mob. I remember him calling Morgan Jogan Mob. You know. But guys, I just going to wish you all the best, and we look forward to hearing you all back on the air. You know, and I hope it's not too far away, because this morning show became a staple to me. You know, I look forward to this. I wake up early on mornings and I will go to my computer, set my even the notifications, you know. So I look forward to this on mornings. It's not that I might have to tune in until, but there's no show like the Power Breakfast show. So I wish you all guys all the best, and you know, I'll miss you all until.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
You guys take care.
All the best. Good morning. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys. Good morning. I just woke up and heard this news. So, yeah, it's really, 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 really sad. And I'm going to miss thoroughly listening to you guys, miss hearing all your callers. Yeah, really, really sad news. This whole week is just tough, but I wish you all the best. Mr. R, my love. When I met during the period, and you know, funny enough, I was one of them who, many years ago, my mom used to listen. My mom has always been listening to this program, and you know, I used to be like, oh, 1 or 2, you know, but that's all people. I'm being honest, that's back in the days. And over the years, I changed, and I thoroughly enjoyed listening. And when you all went online, it was a difficult transition, but I found it. I woke up. I'm waking up now, and you know, to hear that is heartbreaking, Steve. I mean, I have contacts with all of you all, and I will miss you all talking and listening. But I pray to God sometime soon you all may come back online, and Zena, down to Nemesis and all, everybody, you know, just keep good. Wish you all a very Merry Christmas, because tomorrow I probably wouldn't get a chance to. And yeah, I mean, let's not be strangers. We have become a family to a certain extent, and let's just keep in contact, I want to say, because obviously I now wake up, so I'm still a little groggy. But again, all the best, and it's really, really hard. I hope management definitely reassesses the situation promptly for 2025. Take care.
All right, take care.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Mrs. R.
Lime too
Morning.
late in the week.
Morning, good morning, gentlemen. Season's greetings to all. You know, this is a big guy. I don't always agree with what your points are, but I'm a devil's advocate, and I show it by asking questions and bringing different points. Steve, I'll be in Trinidad next couple of months. I'll bring some bubbles for you. Wendell, I came to your place in St. James 4:45 last month or 2 months ago. You weren't there.
I was told that, big guy. I was told you were there.
All right, thank you. I'll come and look for you again. Dr. Richard, right. I listened to you when you were with Nikki in the other station, Nikki Cosby and you. And just for the books, I grew up with Jerry on 4th Street by Ontario from a little boy. And Mr. and Mrs. Clark, I was close to them, his mother and father. Richard Ragoobarsingh, I don't know you, but I hear about your plays. You are going to put a serious void in my morning life. A serious void. I don't know how I'm going to deal with it. Because I listen to the show every day. Everybody, Gina, everybody, I like to listen to you all. I like to go on a different side to create banter. But I really miss this show, and Gina said something that I have to kind of agree. I have to agree with. Coming off of the radio station, I think that has a part to play in this. I don't know. That's just my thoughts, But I wish all of you the best, all the listeners the best for the New Year and for Christmas. You all have a good time, and everybody just take care. One love.
All right.
All right, big guy. Thanks.
For some people, this is like your wife of 20 plus years just packing and walking out the door, or your husband of 25 years just packing and walking out the door.
I just knew you'd have an analogy like that. I was sure
that what it's like,
have an analogy like this.
No reason. Just say, honey, I gone. And that's it. Now they walk out the door.
Why did your mind go there? Is it PTSD or something?
It had to. Or this like going through life healthy and just so all of a sudden you have to start taking this pill, It's the only way.
Those personal analogies that you're espousing. Those personal analogies that you're espousing this morning is quite telling. Have you had to do same?
Ashwagandha, I tell you, I sent it to you already. Ashwagandha. That's all.
So you take ashwagandha?
All the time.
Really?
Yeah.
What is it? A pill, an herb, a root?
You could either get a capsule or the powder. You mix it in a drink.
And what is it for?
I sent you all. It's for stress relief, for energy, to help you sleep. But energy is the main thing, You need energy at your age, now, so. Don't we all need energy
at my age?
Don't we all need energy at our age?
No, I need less energy. We're waiting for people to come back and kind of take more calls.
Well, in the interim, you could read some of the comments, I guess. While we wait for Steve to come back.
Roger T says, I love Richard, comes in late and overpowers the show. Well, there's real excitement and Paul loves facts. Steve is good.
Steve is good.
That's a good analysis.
Yeah, it is.
We will be soon broadcasting.
I am supposed to come in at 6:30, eh?
What number, Wendell?
6 is my start.
What number is Rumbox, Wendell?
Yes.
Western Main Road? What's the
Western Main Road? Rumbox, 137 Western Main Road.
Broadcasting from 136 Western Main Road in St. James.
Yeah, why not?
You have a big office there with glass of water.
I always put my money where my mouth is,
There you go. Somebody told me at the start, had such a tenuous relationship, and then then we became brothers.
But I have had a tenuous relationship with everybody because they came on the show because since David Mohammed, Gladiator, David Mohammed, Dr. Job and I had it out bad until we became friends, but because they perceive me as a PNM alone, PNM stooge. They put PNM put you there. That's what Gladiator tell me in the morning. He say, I'm also PNM send you for me. That's the first thing Gladiator tell me that morning. You understand? But when they realize...
you have not been afraid to criticize the PNM.
When they realize, even as a PNM, I was not afraid to call a speed a speed. That's when people started realizing Wendell is Wendell. Wendell is Wendell.
That's what got you into so much trouble over the years.
Yes, it has. It has helped me.
That's why the policeman mayor now. That's why they chose all kind of people.
It kept me in the council for 21 years, but it kept me away from the chain. My mouth kept me in the council for 21 years.
Somebody's asking, is ashwagandha Babwande? Is it?
Yeah. Well, no, it's not Babwande. Look, Ray from West Palm Beach sent me. She's using them. Vegan ashwagandha gummies. She just sent me a picture of her bottle.
Is this only for energy?
Yeah. Good morning, caller.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. Katie
Good
here.
morning.
Well,
Morning.
I've been tuning in and, and ever since you went to this format, been kind of touch and go, but still very sad to hear this, show is being reformatted. I have been, a listener at first. I've been a contributor. I have even been a guest a couple of times on this, this show. And it really, it's really a tough pill to swallow. I mean,
Katie, is that you?
Sorry?
Yeah.
Is that Katie?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. And, it's really a tough pill to swallow. I mean, I do remember, some of the more memorable times, I do remember that, for example, on morning, you guys just, when Dr. Job was there, you guys at 8 o'clock, they said, okay, and that's it. And you left, and Dr. Job ended up getting up and walking out and reached all the way down Independence Square before you realized there was a prank call on him.
Yes.
And Wendell, I know Wendell talking about the wife thing because, Wendell miss cleaning the hutch every Christmas. So it has been that kind of, relationship. I think I've been listening for the past 20-something plus years, and I do really hope that, you'll return in a better, bigger format, that you all can bring more balanced topics and issues as they run off, on the daily basis, And as I messaged you just to make a little joke comment, I know I'm pretty sure
I saw it. That's why I asked if it's you.
Contribute the contribute and see if it's true. But I hope that you guys continue on. I'll be listening attentively. Thanks.
All right, Katie.
All right, Katie. Thank you. Good morning.
Hi, good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Hi, morning. Well, I haven't called this radio station in such a long time. I'm here. It is sad news, but I'm hoping for the positive news in 2025. One thing I will say, one of the mistake I always looked at when you guys made that, management made the decision to migrate onto the online platform. Yes, we move into modern day technology and we utilize the internet, but the average user has to spend between $300 to $600 per month for internet. To spend between $300 to $500 a month for internet just to listen to a radio station, you're really starting to tap into people's pockets when you have the option for listening to radio free to air over the airways. So I always find that was a decision. I don't know how you guys really target that market properly to have a wide range of market, but let's see how it goes. But I hope something positive plays off into 2025. I mean, Wendell is all you want. You could come up with something and just run a program by yourself, but I know it won't have a salary to maintain you guys. If you just want to do a program on the YouTube by yourselves, then take it from there. But
the only person on the show who have money problems is me, All these other guys and them set them good.
Yeah, we run.
It's only me that's had to be spending money because it's only me have ex-wives and children and homes and traveling. I have expensive expenditure, so I had to get money.
All right, understood.
All right.
Because you have expensive taste.
Something will change into the new year.
All right. Thanks, buddy.
Wendell is going to put it together, I'm sure.
Yeah. Morning caller.
Business oriented,
Morning again. Well, I like one of your callers, Wendell, wants to tell us his whole life story. One of these days, I was waiting.
I know. I'll do it when my court matter is finished. I have a court matter that's going on. I can't say it before that is finished.
You know what Paul come with there this morning. It come like when we hear the day before yesterday with Lisa Morris. It hit us. It hit people for six. Let me tell you something. I have made a lot of friends, not only on air, off air. People ask other people, even on Sir Charles' program, people ask Sir Charles for my number, if I could send my number. And I've made friends even all in Barbados when with Ags. I don't know if you all remember Ags from Barbados, who used to call this radio Trinidadian living there.
Yep.
And she used to call. She died. But that's how I got friends with Ags. CJ, how I got lately here now. CJ is one. How we got to came down for Richard's play and got together with us. I never knew her before, and I have lots of other people that still have never seen me in person, and we become really, really good friends. We talk off air. So this is like a family, and this come like a fire go through people this morning. Oh God, Lord! According to Mr. South, well, they want to kill people. All right, later, go on.
Thank you. Good morning.
Yeah. And you have so many people, like Port of Spain, you haven't heard from him in a while.
Yeah.
Good morning. Well, then since you wouldn't be here, you have to keep your people in check. Like they just love to give Kamala thing to talk. You know, I did not vote when they changed that word pension to grant. I did not vote that yet. So everybody should have been expecting what happened with this with this $125 thing. People should be was expecting that, because the minute you change something from pension to grant, which means you could take it or give it or do whatever you want to do with it. So that should not have been a surprise. But keep the PNM people in check when they're only giving the other side thing to talk. Election coming, you all want to lose the election, what's taking place?
That is how they acting. That is how they behaving.
Thanks, Miss Sampson.
Morning,
Okay,
morning,
so
morning to my friend and neighbor Ronald Abbott, Ronald and Jamelia. Of course, Ronald reminded me I was the one who introduced him to this show, which I did for many people too, you know. And he has been a listener, so you don't know what to do next. A lot of people say expressing those sentiments and sending private messages, you know, they don't know what to do next. But don't worry, we'll figure out something, you know, or you just move on, you know. It happens in life, you know. And this week was a lot of people just had to move on with their life. Try their best to move on with their life. It has been that kind of week, you know.
Good morning, caller.
Hi, good morning, gentlemen. Good morning.
Morning, New York.
Good morning. Hi. Happy holidays to everybody. God bless you.
Same to you.
Been listening to you guys from the days of Morgan Job. I've been hearing the banter between Wendell and Morgan Job, and Gladiator. I can't remember, but I remember one of the things I remember on that program in the morning was Morgan Job's chanting the song that he sang years ago. But guys, will be missed. I mean, I hope management might rescind that decision, and then I'm looking forward to listen to you guys maybe in not another incarnation, but pretty soon. I almost sure that management might reconsider and rescind that decision. Have a good day. God bless you guys. Once again, happy holidays to you and the families.
All right, thank you so much. Good morning.
Somebody song Dr. Job Maker. Jump.
Yeah, I think I have that recording somewhere, you know.
Wait.
Morning, caller.
He used to say, "Oh, you belong to a cult," and he used to say it in such a way.
Yeah. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Morning, Lincoln.
It's in a scornful, distasteful way. I remember that. Anyway, I am one who is glad that the program is closing down and thing. I am ecstatic. The reason for that is that I could actually get something done from 6 o'clock in the morning till between 6 and 8 in the morning. Because for the past couple months, I just be meditated on my bed until 8 o'clock, and then I late for everything that I had to do. Right? So you all will be missed. Wendell, I didn't ask for the woman number as if I track and she. I asked for their certain people I enjoy crossing swords with, and I will miss dearly. And I feel we need to consult on which station we are going to support next. I remember having a conversation with you, Wendell, and suggested that the Power 102 program needs to have a boat ride or something that we could all meet and greet. And well, unfortunately, it don't make any sense now, but it would have been nice to link with these people, put a face to the name, exchange numbers so we could cross swords off air, we could argue off air about issues. So that is the reason I would have liked to keep in contact with Miss Diego Martin, who I enjoy crossing sword with, and Miss the other lady, Miss Zina, and stuff like that. These are great. These will be great conversations to have, to continue to have. They will be sorely missed if we don't make that network connection. All right?
Yeah.
So that was my answer to the question.
All right.
Thank you, Lincoln.
I wonder, tell DL, you really into the show because Dr. Joby used to sing joke, joke. You remember that, Richard?
Switch off your mind and wine. Get in a chance and pass, wine, jump, choke, pass, pump, wine. Switch off your mind and wine, grind, choke, jump, wine, jump. Switch off the mind and wine. Switch off the mind and choke, push it in. Yeah, jump, back it on.
Switch off your mind. Switch off your mind and wine. Switch off your mind and choke.
Yeah.
That was so funny when he did that morning. Eh? Good morning.
Dr. Job was special.
Oh, gosh.
Good morning. Caller, good morning one more time. Moving on. Good morning. Okay, good morning.
Hello.
Yes, hello.
Yes, sir. Morning to Wendell, Steve, and Paul Richard.
Morning, Mr. Patrick.
Mr. Patrick.
Over the past week, listening to the discourse with the tragic death of Lisa Morris. Lisa Morris was my good friend. I met Lisa Morris' grandfather, Leroy Morris, with the disco in Arimada LM disco for years. His father worked with me for years. I was the foreman at Pinta. I know Lisa a long time. And I will tell you, Lisa is one of the most humblest person I ever meet for the longest while. She father humble, she mother humble, everybody humble. But you know, Lisa became the mayor of Arima. She was loved by the real downtrodden people. The simple people in Arima that love Lisa. But you see the hierarchy in Arima? See some of them big businessmen and them in Arima? They don't like the woman. Just imagine when the market in Arima, they wanted was to buy the market and put up a mall. And Lisa kick against it. The one who carry the market right down the road, down the Pinto, go down there. Right now, it's a big mall building in Arima right now. A big mall. You know about that mall?
No.
Well, I heard about it.
Yeah, right. With the paddock is in the back there. Right?
They started construction?
But that building far go on by.
Are you talking about behind Royal Bank? Are you talking about behind Royal Bank?
Behind it. Right behind it. One big building. That is pass through Royal Park. Yeah. Pass through Royal Park and go through it. They block off there. They buy all the place and they build in mall. You know, is that a big issue with that? With that land and everything there? You know, the place down the road, Tonpuna Road, gas station, in the end down there. You know that a big issue over that? They put that place over where school is and the gas fumes and she kick against those things and they didn't like the man because she stands for some things. You understand? Because she was always a people person. She always loved the people, the public in Arima. And she fight against big people. Now, you know, when she move out from the mayorship and she goes to, you know, everything goes on like normal. That's the kind of people we have in this system, boy. But I will always remember Lisa as a humble person. She father was rock. When Raymond died, she get crack up, she get mash up. I was in the funeral. She father was rock. She father campaign anywhere she go. He going with her with certain brethren from the simple clan in Arima. You understand? Sister, God bless you. God bless your family. I know when she last child born. I know when the boy born. God bless your family. God bless your mother and the rest of children. I gone.
Thanks,
You know,
Mr. Patrick.
her daughter was one of the students at USC where I teach, and the class that she was in, she was doing psychology actually, is totally devastated. Because she, like her mother, she had a mother's personality. She was a people person.
Yeah.
So the year is really devastated. It's such a terrible loss, you know.
Yeah.
Lisa was like the glue that held her family together because she made it. Let's face it. She made it quickly and diligently in the politics. From deputy mayor, from councillor to deputy mayor to member of parliament to minister. She made it, and she made it in quick time because
And you know why, Wendell?
of dedication.
From all accounts, is because it wasn't about the position, but it was about the people.
Yeah, it was always about the people.
Always about people.
Yeah, because I reminded people when she became MP for Derby O'Meara, they had already selected Brigadier Ansel Antoine. He was already selected. And then he made some comment that they say, and they move him. And Lisa is who they naturally went to. Because she was mayor at the time, sitting as mayor at the time. And she was asked to contest Derby O'Meara, and she easily won the seat. You know what I mean? So Lisa will be missed. Trust me. I've never seen an outpouring of love like I've seen for someone in a long, long time, as I've seen for Lisa. Yeah.
Let's grab our final call for the morning. Good morning.
Yeah.
Yes, good morning. Condolences to the Morris family. And I will miss you all, despite how serious treat people. Thank you.
Thank you. As you want, I was a band, but I saw him coming in, so I decided to be nice.
Okay.
I decided. We actually have time for one more, man. Good morning. Good morning.
Yeah. Hello, good morning, and season greetings to all.
Good morning. Same to you.
I'm calling from Shakonia Avenue, Coconut Drive, Movement. Pleading out to the San Juan Regional Corporation for the last going into 3 weeks now to come and collect some trimmings and stuff that is on the street and building up and it's looking horrible. I've talked to the MP office, the councillor, the corporation, and in part as yet, I don't think get time or what, but a lot of time has passed. So I'm pleading to the San Juan Regional Corporation to please come and collect the trimming and Shakonia Avenue, Coconut Drive, Mover, please. Thank you. It's getting very unhealthy. The look alone is unhealthy.
Who's your councillor, sir, in that area?
St. Hilary. I have spoke to him. I know he must be overwhelmed with other situation. I sent him the photo and the information and stuff like that, so he knows.
All right.
Okay, cool.
Hopefully you'll get some relief soon. I know Port of Spain has been doing an excellent job cleaning up the city and its surroundings over the last few weeks. They've been tackling 2 areas every weekend and have been doing a lot of job. You'll amaze how much rubbish people have still, you know, but they've been doing a good job. Well done to the corporation, you know. Morning, Clint Batiste. I know that you're listening there somewhere.
All right, let's go, gentlemen.
You all have a great day. Be safe out there.
All right, so tomorrow.
And you'll hear us tomorrow. We'll take lots of...
Yeah, the weekend begins tonight. People at the second after midnight. And of course, we still celebrate weekend. We'll be celebrating the last weekend, at least for now, tomorrow. So don't miss it. As we say our goodbyes, at least to 2024. And hopefully you will see us back soon. So, I mean, you could keep... And for those of you who have not subscribed to the YouTube channel, I suggest you do. So that once we're back, you will get a notification that we're back. And stuff like that. As a way of communicating with you when we resume. I say when, because I think the show has, you know, a lot of value to a lot of listeners and a lot of balance in terms of how we look at stuff and discuss stuff for the betterment of Trinidad and Tobago. I think ultimately that's what we always have had center and focused on this show, that we want Trinidad and Tobago to be better and to be a beacon of hope and light on this planet. And how can we fulfill that mandate? Even though we have so many times that we get weighed down by some of the negative things that happen in the country. But optimistic we are, so smile and laugh. It's great for your health, and we'll speak to you tomorrow morning. Our final show.
Yeah. There's nothing to add. There's nothing to add for me to add to that, Richard. Folks, have an absolutely wonderful day. Remember to let go and let God.
All right, gentlemen, thank you so much. Our final show tomorrow. Join us from 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. All right. Let's get into our news brief. Evie is in.
This is your news bulletin from Power 102 Digital.
It is time for your news update to 8 o'clock. I'm Afril Sintel-Bab. Good morning. The TNT Police Service has confirmed that 14-year-old kidnapped victim Zahir Samuel has been found. Samuel was kidnapped while at his parents' business, SNS Plants and Garden Shop in St. Augustine, early on Wednesday. Government will withdraw the Miscellaneous Provision Senior Citizens Pension and Public Assistance Bill 2024, which was laid in Parliament on December 9th. Confirmation of this comes from Attorney General Reginald Armour. It was done during a news briefing held on Wednesday. Meanwhile, opposition leader Kamala Persad-Bissessar says she's cautious of government's recent decision to withdraw the contentious bill. Yesterday, after she signed the condolence book for deceased Dabadi Omera MP Lisa Morris-Julian at the rotunda of the Red House, Persad-Bissessar said that she would continue to expose the government but cautioned citizens to be on their guard. And the Trinidad and Tobago Meteorological Office has issued a yellow level weather alert that will end at 6 p.m. today. It says a moist and unstable atmosphere as a result of low-level convergence over the area continues to produce scattered showers and periods of rain, particularly over Tobago and the northern half of Trinidad, with occasional heavier showers and thunderstorms also likely. This weather pattern increases the risks of landslides and landslips, especially in areas such as Main Ridge in Tobago and the Northern Range in Trinidad. Additional impacts include street flooding and gusty winds in the vicinity of heavy downpours. Seas may also become agitated at times. News coming in from the Office of Disaster Preparedness does suggest that there is currently flooding in Tobago in, for example, Turtle Beach. There's also reports of a fallen tree completely blocking the roadway at Runnymede, rendering it impassable at this time. The relevant authorities have been notified and they are addressing the issue. Motorists are being advised to exercise caution while tree cutting operations are underway. Of course, we will keep you updated on the flooding situation both in Tobago and Trinidad. That was your update to 8 o'clock. I'm Avril Sintel-Bab. Good morning. Look out for news in full at 12 noon.
Up to date.